Thank you for listening to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie, the only movie podcast to ever exist.
If you guys like listening to us, make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. We really appreciate it.
All right, enjoy. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie. It's your favorite movie podcast, we know it. And if it's not, it is. You just don't know that yet. I'm your host, Tyson, and I'm with...
Kristina.
Sorry,
Tyson pointed at me, but this is an audio medium, so you guys couldn't see that.
I'm shaking up the intro because I forgot how it normally goes.
Yeah, well, Tyson's on the tail end of being sick, so...
Yeah, no, I'm actually battling...
regaining consciousness.
You know, probably bird flu or whatever.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of bird flu!
It's not bird flu, I'm sure. I'm not hanging out with, like, pigeons, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, we're still in the closet, but we are very far apart, and Tyson has a mask on.
I do have a mask on.
But, you know, we came together for the podcast.
Because we realized that what's more important than doing this podcast is nothing.
Literally nothing.
Literally nothing. And we came here for a good reason, because we're going to talk about Oldboy today.
Ooh.
A 2003 Korean film. So I know people are excited about that.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I know you're excited. But before we get into that, we are gonna do our little segment called the Teeny Tiny Movie Corner.
Hell yeah.
Where we just talk about a little movie that we watched within the past week, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe give a recommendation. You never know. So, I guess you go first.
I do go first. Okay, you guys. I have never seen Pretty Woman before, and I finally watched it.
I have not seen Pretty Woman.
Great. It was a great movie. But here's the thing. It is directed by the same guy who directs The Princess Diaries, right?
Really?
Yes. The Princess Diaries is basically just like PG Pretty Woman. Like, it is so crazy how similar the plots are. And he also got like almost all the same like side actors. Like, there's like, you know the guy Joe that I'm obsessed with in The Princess Diaries? He plays like the hotel manager. There's like one of like the what is her name? Charlotte, like she's like one of the other ladies that like helps the queen or whatever. She like works at the front desk of the hotel. Like it's all like, it's like the same people in these same different like side character roles. It's essentially like at the root of it the same story. Like,
well, which came
normal girl, Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman's from like the 80s, or I think it's from 1990.
Do you think the
sure.
Princess Diaries like book was inspired by the movie?
No, I don't think so. But I think it's funny that someone made that connection that was like, oh, this is essentially the same story. Let's give him this. Because it's basically the same thing. One is just about a teenage girl becoming a princess, and the other is about like a hooker who gets a rich guy. But
I don't know if you could say hooker.
That's what they call him. Listen. There's some stuff online being like, this is a problematic representation of sex work and everything. You guys, it was 1990. It's not a Nora.
Yeah,
okay?
I guess that's true.
Listen, it's a cute little Cinderella story. Have some fun.
I'm having a blast.
I had a great time. I thought it was a fun movie. I like don't think too hard about it, and it's fun. And I thought it was, if you're like me and you've watched The Princess Diaries and not Pretty Woman.
Is that pretty much what it's about? Like a sex worker becoming like what?
Yes. Oh yeah. I guess plot wise, it's about a sex worker, and she gets hired by this rich guy, but he basically pays her a bunch of money to be like, oh, I'm in town for like a business trip for the week. I want you to stay with me the whole week. And so she gets to go shopping and wear all these lavish dresses and like live the expensive life for a week.
It's very Nora-like.
It is. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there is some influence with Anora, but I would say the endings are vastly different. Yes. But both great. I would say Anora probably also has a more modern representation of sex work.
Well, you know, the 90s versus 2025.
It's also a different day and age, you know?
Yeah, it's like 30 years difference.
Mm-hmm. But 35. Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman she's everything. She's amazing. She's incredible. She's so pretty. I used her hair. I used like a picture of her in that movie as like hair inspo because I recently got like a little bit of copper in my hair like a month or so ago, and I literally was like, this is what I'm going, like this curly hair look, this is what I'm going for.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She has iconic hair, Julia Roberts.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
that's like one of those girl things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That mean?
I don't know. It's just something that like girls talk about that I'm just like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not keeping. What do you like? What's iconic about her hair?
Actually, wait. This is funny because I remember coming back from break and we had gone out with your girlfriend. Like we'd spent the whole night together. It was great fun. And then the next day you were like, "Did you change your hair or something?" And I was like, "Yeah,
it was a different color."
And then you were like, "Yeah, I knew it. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure, but I knew it. I'm great with women." And then you walked away.
Who? I mean, I wasn't wrong. I knew it.
I know, but it wasn't even. You didn't comment. You just said, "I knew it was different." And then you walked
Yeah, it looked nice. I thought that was a given.
Also, it was like after we'd literally spent like several hours together.
It was at nighttime. It was dark. And either way,
Anyway,
I knew it.
I thought it was funny.
Anyway, are you done with your?
I'm done.
movie
Yeah,
corner?
Pretty Woman, good. Your turn.
All right. I actually just finished this movie before we started recording the podcast. I watched Wolf Space Man.
Oh,
Not
boy.
space, like wolf, like pure.
Oh, Wolf. Why
like
did you say it like that?
Because
Why didn't
it's
you
not
not just
just
say Wolfman?
It's not just Wolfman. It's like they separated the two words.
Yeah, but if you said Wolf Spaceman, I was picturing some like
in an
bad
astronaut suit.
Yeah, like a werewolf in space.
No, the new Wolfman
Okay,
movie.
Wolfman.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Wolf Space Man.
Don't call it Wolf
Well,
Space.
okay.
The space doesn't need to be
I
there.
think there's a Wolfman movie from like 2010 that's
Okay,
just
well then
Wolfman.
just like
or maybe
just
it's
say
not the
Wolfman from this year. Wolf Spaceman is not. That sounds like you're saying Wolf Spaceman, a movie about a werewolf in space.
I understand your confusion. Just get on my level, please.
I think you need to get on the right level, which is not the level that you are on. Just speak English.
Anyway.
Don't say punctuation.
Julia Garner and Christopher
oh yeah, I've seen trailers for this.
what's his name? Christopher Abbott?
I have no clue.
Anyway, they go to a cat. Yeah, it's Christopher Abbott. They go to a cabin with their daughter, and they get attacked by a wolf man. And, you know, I was gonna go see this in theaters, and I didn't end up doing it because I heard it wasn't that good. But listen, I like Lee Winnell. He does a lot of the. He's a co-writer for a lot of the James Wan stuff.
Okay.
Co-creator of Saw, Insidious. And he did The Invisible Man, which is also a great movie. And yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad, I don't think, but it was definitely kind of very small and slower paced. And you know, the Wolfman design, gonna have to. They were trying to go for something different, maybe something a little more realistic. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. I at least in my opinion, I just like. But I mean, like, it's a tough spot to be in because how do you do a Wolfman design that hasn't been done 1,000 times better?
I
guess you don't know what I'm talking about, so...
yeah.
Listen, I'm a Wolfman connoisseur. I've seen a ton of wolf movies.
Yeah, one of your favorite movies is a wolf movie.
Yeah, no, American Werewolf from London.
Uh-huh. It's a good one.
Yeah.
There's a good wolf in that.
They referenced some shots in that. I took some notes. I was like, oh, there's a reference. Because that's one of the iconic werewolf movies.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, I just thought it was... I thought it was alright. I know we usually give recommendations. It's not a glowing recommendation. Watch it if you're interested. I watched it on VOD. It was fine.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you have it.
Not every week we get a home run.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
All right. So I guess let's just. You want to get into the movie?
I think we should. I have nothing else to say other than let's talk about Oldboy.
We might have to make this a quicker episode just before I disintegrate.
Before you die?
Yeah, before I disintegrate.
Don't do it in my closet.
I'm not going to.
If you're gonna die, go do it in your own room at least.
No. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, don't listen to this if you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, actually, I would agree. I would say most movies, like, I feel like if you're listening,
it's like whatever.
If you want to get it spoiled for you, whatever. I would say if you have not seen this movie, go turn this off, go watch the movie, and then come back and listen to it. Because this is a very kind of like trust the process kind of movie. And it's gonna be so much better if you don't know what's coming.
This movie is known for, I don't even know if it's a plot twist per se. It is.
Yeah, it's a plot twist.
But I mean, like, it's one of the movies where it's like known for its plot twist. And like, I don't know, I feel like it would take a lot away from the movie if you knew about it before going in. It's almost like, it's like Sixth Sense level plot twist in my opinion.
It's it's a good twist. I was yelling at the TV.
It is a good twist. But it's,
But, okay.
So, yeah, watch it. Also
So-
know it's very gross and violent of a movie.
Yeah.
So,
Not like extremely, but yeah.
let me go ahead and break into our famous segment, Tyson's Facts and Figures.
Everybody boos.
That's what I'm calling this new segment. I'm hereby ordaining it a new segment of the show.
It's even a boring title.
Tyson's Facts and Figures. Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh.
We'll do that.
You took my suggestion and made a jingle.
We'll give it a little jingle. We'll see if I remember that next week. So, all right, let's look here. Also, since this is a South Korean movie, I'm going to unfortunately probably butcher every name.
We're gonna do our best to pronounce names. We don't know Korean.
I really want to put respect on these people's names, so that's why I'm saying them. But like, I mean, I'm gonna try my best.
Everyone point at Tyson and laugh.
We could do what the Brutalist did
So
and use
terrible.
AI to make like our pronunciation better.
Oh gosh. Yeah, because everybody's really happy.
Yeah,
about
everybody
the
was
doing
thrilled
that.
about that. Anyway,
Not the worst thing going on with the Oscars right now. Amelia Perez.
what did anything new happen with that besides the already bad developments?
I mean,
Well, no, I saw something that said they used AI too. Did they use AI for something?
I think they did for some of the singing, I think. I think maybe for the same reasons Brutalist did to like help with the accents, but I don't know for sure.
Singing, is that any different than like auto-tune?
I don't know. I don't really know how that works.
I don't know, man.
We'll figure out something to do with the Oscars.
We should watch Amelia Perez.
I've seen Amelia Perez.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oof. Anyway. Facts and figures.
Okay.
Go.
It's directed by Park Chan-Wook. Screenplay by Hwang Jo-yun, Lim Jun-young, and Park Chan-Wook as well. And it's based on Oldboy, which is actually a manga. You always see these anime adaptation, or not anime, but like manga adaptations, and usually
Manga's like the comic, right?
yeah,
and
it's the Japanese comic. Anime is the cartoon.
Film, like the cartoon.
Yeah, like the anime.
Okay.
The animated.
I've never gotten into either of these.
Well,
One
look-
of my roommates in college, who actually I know listens to this podcast,
I
they were really into anime.
there's a lot of
But
people that are
I was
really
never
into
really
it.
able to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
not
any
for
knowledge
everybody.
I have came from them, basically, which I guess is not much. But
You would usually it's the West that's fucking up adaptations of. I guess they didn't fuck this up though. Well, usually I don't know. I would have not thought that another country besides Japan would have adapted a manga into like a film.
why not?
Like I don't know. Like why didn't they make a Japanese movie based on the manga? I don't know.
Because someone from Korea wanted to make it, I guess.
no, and I know, and he's actually like a pretty famous South Korean auteur.
Great.
All right, let's look here. What was the budget? Budget would be equivalent to about $3 million.
It's not that much.
No, it's extremely low.
Yeah. They did a lot with that.
God, I'm out of breath.
Oh, okay.
No, it's all right. It's just my
It's
deathly
because you're sick.
sickness.
You got a mask on.
I know, man. I'm
Make
fighting
sure
for
you
my
can
life.
breathe. It's okay.
Okay, we're going back in.
Okay.
Box office. I guess I don't know what this number is equating because this got a re-release not too long ago. So I don't know if this is counting the re-release, but it's box office of 17.1 million. So made its money back for sure. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's the end of Tyson's Facts and Figures.
Thank God.
I really shouldn't do the jingle while I'm also like I was
sick
all
and
off key.
dying?
Yeah.
I mean, would you be on key if you were
I
sick?
would like to be on key.
Okay.
I like to
I
think
can't sing for shit, so I'm not judging.
I like
I'm
to
also... I was going to say I'm not singing, but literally every time we watch a musical, I'm singing half the songs.
I
so.
can't prove this because I technically don't even really know what it means, but I'm pretty sure I have perfect pitch. I'm not like
I have a hard time believing that if you don't even know what it means.
no, but I just mean like if I'm singing something, I know when it's not like I feel like I have a sense of like knowing if I'm singing something, I know that's like I'm on the key.
That's not perfect pitch. That's just self-awareness.
Or not on the key, and I have a easy time finding what.
Isn't perfect pitch when like Charlie Puth, like someone plays like a piano chord and he's like, "That's A minor in the C."
Yeah, I guess that's
major.
what that is. But also, listen, no disrespect. Actually, well, here, I don't want to start anything with Charlie Puth.
Oh God, you're going for Charlie Puth.
However, I don't like that little gimmick he does where he's like, hey, I'm on Jimmy Fallon, give me a cup, I'm gonna make a beat out of this, and then he's like records the little cup and he's like ding, and then he pulls out a piano and then he just like makes like a beat with the like the dinging of the.
I think if we're on the topic of Charlie Puth now, my thing with Charlie Puth is that he has like, it appears that he has like this raw talent where like he is a talented singer, he understands music very well, he makes such bland music. Sorry to Taylor Swift. She has a lyric in one of her songs where she says, "We declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist." I disagree.
That's a big stone for you to throw.
I know. Well, I love Taylor Swift, but I don't know. I'm like, I feel like every Charlie Puth song I hear, he's not bad. It's just like kind of like bland
what
radio
about that song
pop.
where he's like, "I turn you on like a light switch," and then he samples a light switch in the song?
Right. It's like boring.
You think that's corny?
It's boring.
Is it boring?
I'm bored.
Listen, I can't think of it. Oh, what about "See You Again" with Wiz Khalifa?
I guess that was a good song. That just, I don't even know if that song is good or not. It just transports me back to like, what, 2015? Is that when that came out? Or
Yeah,
2016?
he's been around for a while then.
Yeah, he hasn't really come out with anything recently, though.
I mean, he must have.
We are talking too much about Charlie Puth.
Okay. So...
Back to the movie.
So,
How does
yeah.
it start?
Well, wait, before we just get into the plot, did you know anything about this?
No.
Like, nothing at all?
Pretty
Hadn't
much
heard
no.
about it?
No.
No?
I had heard, like, the title of the movie before because I had heard that it was good, but, like, that's pretty much it. I didn't know what it was about. Mm-hmm. You said last week, I was looking it up, and you were like, no, it has a big plot twist.
I was like, no, don't look it up!
So that's all I knew, was
And
that
be
it was
glad I did.
supposed to be good, and that it had a plot twist. Yeah, no, like we said, if you're listening and you haven't seen the movie, go watch the movie.
Well, it says here, it also won the Grand Prix at the 2004 Cannes Film Festival.
Wow.
And it was praised by Quentin Tarantino. Likely thing for him to do. This seems very much
this
like
seems like a very Tarantino
like a Tarantino kind of movie that he would
or
like.
that he would like, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think the style of it is like Tarantino, but I think that this seems like the type of thing he would very much enjoy.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Okay, now we can get into the plot. Again, if you have not seen this movie and you are even slightly or remotely interested,
Just go watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get, I don't think you would get like a John Wick or like, I don't know. I feel like there's a ton of like revenge-y, action-y movies. Like it's a classic revenge story action movie where you just follow this single deranged guy going on a quest to destroy everybody on his path.
Your glasses,
dude. I know. I know, dude. This is bringing me back bad memories. Bad memories.
Well, we appreciate you pushing through because we kind of had to record this today.
I know. Anyway.
Okay, so movie starts. How does it start?
So, Dae-soo, who is our
main character.
I think his nickname is Oh Dae-soo.
Well, isn't it?
I think his nickname is Oh Dae-soo.
Well, no, I think that's his full name. In Korean culture or like a lot of like Asian cultures, I'm pretty sure it's like the last name is like the first name.
Listen, man, I don't
like
know.
the family name comes first and then it's like your individual name. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but I think that's...
I was like, brave of you to speak on anything.
Yeah, maybe I should have fact checked that, but I think that's the case. So I think like his family name is Oh and then like he's Dae-soo. I'm sure someone will let me know if I'm wrong.
So basically it's like the 80s and Oh Dae-soo is drunk. And he gets arrested for being drunk. But listen, his daughter's having a birthday soon, and him and his friend is there to like try to bail him out of jail.
Yes.
And he gets him and he takes him over to a phone booth to make a call, and I'm not
his friend Juwon.
Yeah, Juwon. And basically when they're at the phone booth, Oh Dae-soo is captured. He's abducted.
Yes.
And
Juwon's trying to make a call to like get Dae-soo home, and then he turns around and Dae-soo's just gone.
And we don't know why. And then we see him trapped in like a hotel style room. It's like a prison cell that's like formed like a room.
This next part of the movie, like, there's voiceover of him talking back over it, like almost like he's reflecting on it, but like we're watching it happen, but it's like not quite clear like how much time is passing.
Until the end.
Until the end. Well, he says 15 years, but as you're watching it, you don't really...
I mean, I don't know. Like he was in there for 15 years.
He was in the room for 15 years, but I feel like you can't tell, like,
when specifically when we're
these
cutting
shots
in,
are happening, and if they're going back and forth, or this is, like, linear. Mm-hmm. But he's in this hotel room, and that's it. He's in this hotel room for, like, 15 years.
And he's basically trying to get out. And
he's kind of losing his mind, you know, as one would.
He gets fed, like, it's like what, fried dumplings? Or
he
like
gets fed like the same dumplings like every single day.
And every night...
He does have a TV.
He does have a TV. Every night, Valium gas is inserted into the room to like make him go to sleep. Anytime he tries to kill himself, they like sew him back up so he can't kill himself. Because
I probably would have killed myself.
Yeah, no, he tries, and so he starts going crazy, and so he starts marking how long he's been in there, and basically you're kind of wondering. It's like, well, how long is he there? Why was he kept there?
He, like, builds, like, this, like, or what does he do? He, like, draws on the wall like a person and starts, like, practicing punching it.
Yeah, he starts punching the wall. That would hurt your fists, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, they show his fists are, like, bleeding.
I know that because I do that every night.
Okay, weirdo.
No, I'm training.
No, wait, you know what I said this reminded me of? Because he even says, he's like, one day, like, if I make it out, like, will practicing, will I be ready for the real thing or something? It reminded me of, in Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh, yeah, you told me this.
When Uncle Iroh is in jail in the last season, and, like, he's secretly in his jail cell, like, just doing pull-ups or push-ups or whatever, and getting, like, super buff so he can, like, break out. That's what this reminded me of.
Look, man, when you're in jail, there's not much else you can do.
Right.
I would say, you know, for being...
He starts, like, trying to scrape his way out, you know, classic... jailbreak, got a spoon, scraping the wall, digging a hole.
You know, for being, like, in captivity, you could be in a worse spot. I feel like, you can't see outside.
Yeah.
You have no one to talk to, but you have a TV.
You have a TV.
And...
It's better than Castaway, right?
Yeah. Well,
all he had was Wilson.
He starts looking like Tom Hanks from Castaway by the end of this. His hair's all, like, gnarly.
His hair's crazy.
Beard, and... he starts, like, hallucinating ants. I don't know the symbolism of that, but
the ants. No, because the ants was the other thing. I also told you about this during the movie. The ants freaked me out because I used to have this reoccurring nightmare. So we basically, he starts hallucinating, essentially. Yeah. And he sees, like, ants all, like, climbing all over his body. And it freaked me out. As a kid, I had a reoccurring nightmare where, like, I'd go into my backyard and there'd be these, like, huge ants. And then at some point later, he sees, like, a huge ant. I forget when.
No, that's the girl later. On the subway.
But he sees an ant, though.
Yeah, no, he sees ants.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Freaked me out, because I was like, I don't like the ants.
Well, like just giant ants in your backyard?
Giant ant, yeah.
Like people-sized?
Like, no, like elephant size.
Oh my god. I hate ants.
They were so big.
Ants freak me the fuck out. Because
generally speaking, I feel like ant, like if I saw ants, like, I'd be like, whatever.
I saw a TikTok that was, this is really highbrow content, but I saw a TikTok that was like, we poured concrete or whatever into like a super mega anthill, and it's like an entire civilization when they excavated it.
Yeah.
Ants are like
ants are
super
sick.
Intelligent.
Do you know the episode of Phineas and Ferb?
Bad. No, I don't know the episode of Phineas and Ferb.
They like basically build like they have like an ant farm, but then they like grow it so it's like huge. So then they're like in the ant farm, like with the ants, like building stuff.
Absolutely not. I hate ants. They're ugly.
It's very cool.
They're scary. They're gross.
That one made me like ants. I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. Phineas and Ferb and Isabella, they're just hanging out with them. Baljeet's there.
I don't go on TikTok, but I do now watch YouTube Reels a lot, which is even worse.
So much worse. That's like really embarrassing for you to admit.
If you ate an ant, you might wonder how much protein content it has. And I was like, no, I don't. And it was saying
they're good for you, right?
No, I mean, they're not like bad. I guess I don't. No, don't eat
like
ants.
If you eat bugs, like certain bugs are like actually good for you, I think.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
That's so gross. And it was like, but if you took a handful of ants, eating it would be equivalent to one piece of steak. And I was like, whoa.
Wow. Maybe you need to start eating ants.
No, it's
No?
gross. That's so gross. Anyway, what a stupid piece of media I had to watch on
You're
my
gonna
phone.
stick with the protein shakes? You don't want to eat some ants?
I would stick with the protein shakes. All right.
Okay, so anyway, he's hallucinating. He's trying to escape. Whatever.
Anyway, at some point, he's about to escape, but then
Before he gets out, on the TV, he sees that his wife was killed and he's been framed for
this
the
is
murder.
actually very important. Basically, while he was gone, his wife was killed. They think he did it because he went missing.
Because he went missing, so the police think like, oh, he did it and ran away.
And his daughter was sent away because she's orphaned now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, at some point, he's about to escape, but just as he's about to escape, he gets sedated one more time and released onto the roof of of a building. I don't think it's the building, in a suitcase, and he gets out, and there's a man about to kill himself, and he's holding a little dog, and he's like, I don't know, he's kind of funny because he's like whiny. I don't know. I mean, like, it's supposed to be funny, though.
The suicidal man is whiny.
Yeah, I know, but it's supposed to be funny. He's like, oh, I just want attention. And he's coming over and he's like, did you have anything to do with this? I guess I don't remember how this exchange went, but he's
I remember at this point in the movie, I was quite confused with what was going on still.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of still just dropped in the middle of things.
When the suitcase opened and he's like, also, well, part of the way... This time when they sedated him, it wasn't just the gas. It was like a lady came in and like hypnotized him. She was like, "You're in a field. Just close your eyes,
that is what happened.
Go to sleep." Da-da-da. So at this point I'm watching and I'm like, where? Why? What's going on? But yeah.
So he sees the man that's about to kill himself, and I guess he thinks that he either had something to do with it. So he stops him from killing himself, and then he kind of shares what just happened to him because I guess he needs to tell somebody.
Sure.
I mean, like, look.
This is a crazy story. He's
Yeah,
like,
if you were trapped for 15 years, you lost 15 years of your life.
I feel like I'd be like thrilled to see another person.
No, and I know he is. He fondles him pretty much. He's like touches and
yeah.
he's
No,
like,
I thought they were gonna like kiss for a second.
and this guy's like, what?
Which no, I mean, I think in that moment, like it's like a
No,
very like raw moment where like if you haven't seen
obviously.
another human being for 15 years, like yeah, you'd like want to grab their face and be like, oh my god, it's real.
And so he tells the guy that's about to kill himself. I don't. His name's not important. Like
I don't even know
what
if he has
happened,
a name.
and then he's like, okay, that's great. So let me tell you now why I want to kill myself. And then he just gets up and walks away. He doesn't even want to listen to that story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah, and then the guy commits suicide.
Yeah, and then he jumps off the building.
Jumps off the roof. Dae-soo, he leaves. He's like trying to figure out like what the hell am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Like, who did this to me? Why did they do it? How am I supposed to go back to life? Like, what the hell's going on?
So he's walking around. And then he's looking at a fish tank, just like in
a stranger gives him some money and a phone, and it's just like, I don't know.
He's like, don't talk to me. He's
like,
this
is passed on. I don't know. Just I'm supposed to give this to you. So then he goes into a restaurant. Oh, I forgot about this part.
Yeah, so he goes into the restaurant he's close to.
It's like a sushi restaurant.
And then he talks to the waitress.
He talks to the waitress. He gets like a call on the phone that's basically like taunting him. That's like,
yeah, from
what does it even say? It's
guy.
like, do you want to know why?
It's something. It's not really important, but it's,
it's like someone's in contact with him that like knows like they've done this to him, and he's like, who are you? What do you do? And so then the waitress who's there, the waitress or chef or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think she's the chef. I think she's just the waitress.
She's just a waitress.
She's just like serving.
She's just serving. She's like kind of trying to talk to him, and he's like, I want something. He eats a whole live octopus.
Yeah, he's like, I want to eat something alive. Well, look, I don't think it's that different. I think that's probably, I'm not familiar with South Korean culture, but maybe that's like the equivalent of being like, I want a really bloody steak. You know what I mean? It's like, let me eat a really...
Looked disturbed by it.
Let me eat a raw
The waitress was
octopus.
not. I feel like she was weirded out by what was going on.
When I saw the re-release of this movie, they had a little thing in front of it from like the director, and he was like, maybe don't show this to someone who loves octopus. And then everybody in the theater laughed.
Sure. I feel like my question is like, did they I feel like he had to have eaten a live octopus.
Is very
I don't
realistic.
know how else they would have done that.
So, like, I don't know. I mean, like, but can you do that on film in 2003?
In 2003 in South Korea, maybe? I don't know.
Can you just eat like an actual live...
Because I don't think you could eat a live animal.
You know what? There's a way we can...
Like, American film laws.
There's
for,
a
like,
way we can figure this out.
Like, the Animal Humane Society or whatever. I feel like you couldn't do that.
Was the octopus...
But it looks really real. It looks like he ate a live octopus.
I'm getting the answer.
And you know what?
I'm getting the answer.
Listen, I love some octopus. I don't think I want to eat some alive. I don't want something like moving around in my mouth. I feel like that would really gross me out.
I'm finding the answer.
But some like fried calamari? Hell yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, okay, so he's talking to like the waitress girl. I can't think of anything like particularly important that happens in this conversation.
Okay, I think they did eat the octopus.
Eat a live octopus.
However...
I feel like they had to.
However, apparently, he thanked the octopus upon accepting an award for the movie.
Well, okay, he still ate the octopus, but that's nice, I guess. The octopus is dead.
No, I know, but like his sacrifice went to making a kick-ass movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue.
So, okay, he eats the octopus and then he passes out.
So then I guess, so the waitress's name is Mido.
Is it Mido? I thought it was Midu.
Maybe it's Mido. Okay, which one? We can flip a coin. Which one do you think it is? Because we're not going to flip-flop.
I feel like Midu sounds
okay, we're going to say
more
Mido.
Right than Mido.
Yeah, I think when you say it like that, I think you're right.
Okay, Midu. We're going to go with Midu.
Midu. Anyway, so Midu takes him home. I mean, like I guess bandages him up. Or,
she basically like tries to like nurse him back to health.
Yeah, nurse him back to health. And
he, having not seen a woman in 15 years,
makes some advances on her that probably no good. He makes
some advances on. Yeah, it's not good.
No good.
It's not good.
But then he's like
immediately apologizes. Yeah, he's like, I shouldn't have done that.
He's like, absolutely not. Bad idea on my part.
It's like sometimes when like the voices in your head tell you to do something, and you know we have like awareness. We're like, no, I'm not gonna do that. The voice is one for a minute for him there, and then he immediately is like, I'm so sorry. I should not have done that. That was bad.
This guy throughout this movie, you're wondering, should I root for him? Should I not root for him?
Yeah.
He makes some questionable decisions.
I think at the end of the day,
I don't have anything positive to say about him doing. I'm kind of
right.
He kind of aggressively sort of goes for it. I'm not like if it's not clear enough, we're kind of beating around the bush. He kind of.
Yeah. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah. But you know what? For whatever reason, she's like. It's all right.
Yeah. No, she's really chill about it.
For some reason,
she's like, you know, it's okay.
And then you say to me, it's like, is she like fine with the, which we'll see later. But like you're so confused by their relationship. You're like, why did she do this? Why did she take him home and then like continue to support him?
I was like, because she just seems so taken by him, and I'm like, why? Like this random man came into the restaurant, ate a live octopus, and just tried to rape you, and you're like, you just seem chill with all that.
But this movie is ahead of you.
The movie's ahead of us, and like I said, it's a very trust the process kind of movie. And I knew that watching it. I was like, I had a lot of questions and a lot of points, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like, see what happens.
All right. So
basically, they end up like bonding. I guess they kind of talk.
Let me take the wheel for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Not you silencing women.
Oh no! You finish what you were saying.
I don't remember what I was saying. It wasn't important.
All right, I'm just gonna like speed through some unimportant details.
Okay.
So they look for his daughter. They find out that she got sent away. Or they find some kind of documentation that she was like sent away.
She was like adopted in Switzerland.
Yeah, it's like a very brief thing. They're just like, oh well. So he can't go after that. But then he's like, you know what? Now I'm gonna fucking get revenge. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I don't know how to find him. But he did eat fried dumplings every day.
Mm-hmm.
So he and Mido, is that what we said? Mido?
I think
Mido. They start going to a bunch of Chinese and Asian restaurants to, like, figure out whose fried dumplings was supplying them, because I think if they find them, they think they'll be able to track down wherever he was held captive.
Right.
And so they go to a bunch. Now let's see what happens. I'm editing this one so I can cut out all the pauses we have. I can get really in-depth with it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, God. Dude, I'm not doing great. Whew.
Do you need to take a break?
No, it's just like, the mask hurts my fucking face, dude.
If you need to take it off, you can take it off.
No. I don't want to be a fucking...
Do you have any, like, not N95 masks?
No.
I feel like I do in my car, but...
No, it's not worth it. We just gotta power on. I'm just gonna get it off my nose a little bit. That's better. Okay. So he eventually finds one that's the right one, or that he tastes.
Yeah, because he ate these dumplings for 15 years. He knows what they taste like. Yeah. He knows what he's looking for.
Yeah, and basically, he chases a delivery man. I don't know how he knows that this is the delivery man that is going to the captivity place.
I would guess it's probably just like one or two delivery guys. I wouldn't think it's like a huge
I guess
operation.
That makes sense. Also, you'd probably need a ton to feed like a whole facility of
captives. That's what he finds.
Yeah, he goes and he finds like a private... this is the only way I can describe it. Like a private detention facility.
Uh-huh.
Like specifically like for black, like underground, like black market purposes.
Yes, like basically like a place where like you can pay to have someone put in like essentially prison.
And yeah, it's a private prison. And basically the warden, Mr. Park, basically he grabs a hammer. He goes to town.
We get like one of the sickest fight scenes.
Before he does that, he interrogates the warden. He ties him up and he takes a hammer and he basically just starts chipping away teeth.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Really unpleasant. And
getting some teeth out of there. I guess you don't really actually see anything, but
no, the movie's actually it's very violent.
You were like, this is a very violent and intense, and I'm like, yeah, it is, but also it's not like
it cuts away. But I mean, like it does. It's very good at like implying without very
there's a lot of
showing.
Implications without actually having to like visibly
just because like the camera will just like slightly tilt up when he's like plucking out the teeth, so you don't actually see it, but like
you see
know what's happening.
See the hammer positioned on the teeth right before he does it.
Yeah, and so basically he reveals that the reason why he was in prison was because he talked too much, and he doesn't know what that means.
Yes. And he's like, "What? Yeah, no," because he's like, what do you mean talk too much?"
So as he's leaving, they're in a hallway, and he basically just goes to town on this fight scene.
It's okay. I want to talk about this fight scene.
Okay.
A few reasons. First of all, okay, because one part of me is like, I hate when movies do this. I hate when there's like
have a badass scene?
There's one guy, and he's like, all of a sudden he can take on 10 guys. Because even in his head, you hear his inner monologue where he's like, all that training, all that practice in my room, like, will it work? Will it happen in real life?
I think he says that.
And then it does. And he literally beats up, like, probably, like, there's, like, 10 guys there. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, come on. There's no way in hell, like, anyone would act, like, any one person would be able to take on that many guys. But then the other part of me is like, damn, this is pretty sick.
It's like one shot. It's like one singular shot, and it just kind of tracks from the side.
It's like down the hallway. Yeah, no, it's literally all done in one take.
And you just watch him.
It's really cool.
It's like for like a couple minutes, you just kind of watch him go to town on these guys.
And like it's slowly moving down the hall. It's like it's a cool shot. It's very nice.
You know, it's very influential that a lot of people cite sources as this is like the defining action scene for a lot of people.
I can understand why.
Or like very influential. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You don't really get like a John Wick, I don't think, without even that scene in particular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you even seen a John Wick when I say that?
I have not seen any John Wick
Okay,
movies.
well...
I know what John Wick is, though.
We'll need to watch John Wick at some point. John Wick kicks ass!
Sure.
Everyone loves John Wick. They've made like 4 of them.
They have made 4.
And so, I mean, so yeah.
It's a really cool... Listen, is it realistic? No. Is it cool? Yeah.
Listen, we've already done Hypnosis...
I guess this isn't the most realistic movie. Fair enough.
Like a Valium like a private prison facility. I don't think these exist. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea. I'm not
guess
on
we
the black market.
We wouldn't know about underground black market operations.
We wouldn't know, and hopefully we never find out.
So he gets out, and so he connects with his friend at an internet cafe. This is the friend that helped him at the very beginning with the phone.
Yes, this is his friend that bailed him out of jail.
And he works at,
drunk.
like, remember these internet cafes?
This is like 2003, right?
Yeah. So this was before, I guess, everybody had their own computer. Well, it would have been, like... These would have still been... I mean, it's not that busy when he goes, but, like...
People might have their own computer. I don't know. But, like, it was still, like... I feel like 2003, like, even some people had their own computer. Like, it wasn't, like, a type of thing that, like, everybody had in their house, you know?
I'm going to tell a quick little story, and hopefully it doesn't get me killed by the mafia, or the mob.
Okay.
So, I lived in... I guess... I don't know how much I give away. I lived in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Yes.
Right? And I won't say what street this is on.
Well, right.
But
Don't dox yourself.
But there was a street on the way to the school I went to, and it was an internet cafe. And let me tell you, the blinds were always shut.
While you were in high school?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
there was no more internet cafes by the time we were in high school.
I know.
It was 2016.
I know. And the blinds were always shut. It wasn't closed. Like, the building was, like, open. But, like, I never saw anyone go in or out.
Uh-huh.
And it was, like...
That has to be a cover-up for something.
Yeah, it had to be, like, a cover-up for something. Because it's, like...
Do you think maybe there was, like, just a business in there that had... It was no longer an internet cafe, but they just, like, never changed the signing?
No. I mean, can you do that?
I mean,
yeah, I can tell you what the
could.
business was. It was fucking Walter White doing, cooking up meth.
Anyway, they're at this internet cafe.
So they're at the internet cafe. Okay. Basically, they just reconnect at the internet cafe. And so now he's on their team.
Oh, yeah, the friend, Juwon.
But
okay.
Throughout this entire time, he's been kind of suspicious of the fact that Midu has, like...
Yeah, and you know what?
Taking him in.
I was a little suspicious of her too because I was like, something is weird. He's kind of like, why is it gonna take me in? Like, what does she know? He also sees her. She's on like some video call or something.
Yeah, she's on like fucking Omegle. And like,
it is like, is it? I thought it was Omegle.
Whatever, fuck it. I don't care. It's like just like a
matter.
random roulette
like,
video
literally,
chat.
she's talking to like this random man. He's like, who is that? And the man says something about. I don't remember what he said.
No,
he says something that's like applicable to the situation.
He like acknowledges him. He's like, "Oh, hey, Daesu."
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you're talking
like,
to
who
like,
are you?
You're talking to like the evil guy.
So then he gets mad at Midu and he ties her up because he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And she's like, "No, I don't know anything. Like, I'm not like, whatever." I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, I don't know if she's like the bad one, but I was like, she's somehow involved in all of this.
I don't know. He probably shouldn't have. He probably didn't need to. To tie her up.
To tie her up.
He gets a call when he ties her up. Mm-hmm. He gets a call from the guy who's basically like, go over to the other apartment, which is the apartment across the street. And he does, and he runs into I guess he goes by Evergreen as like a code name briefly.
Yes, it's like the guy who basically the guy who captured him and sent him into prison. So he's calling himself Evergreen.
So Midu is tied up in the apartment across the street, and he's over here talking to Evergreen, and he's basically like, I guess because he just wants to fuck with him.
He says, you have
5 days to figure it out.
If you can figure out who I am and why I did this.
And then he says, because guess what? My heart is fucked up, and I had to get a peacemaker installed, but then you know what? I also did.
Importantly, it's the whole 5 days thing, but he's like, you have two options, like revenge or uncover the truth. He's like, I can die right now. I have this pacemaker thing. You can kill me. He's like, you can try and kill me, but I can turn off the pacemaker and just kill myself. So you won't actually be able to kill me anyway. You won't get that satisfaction. Or I'll give you the 5 days to figure out who I am and why I did this.
I'm saying, because he made them install like a kill switch in his peacemaker.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So he has like a little button that can kill himself.
That can just like end it.
Yeah.
So he's like, I won't let you get the revenge you want unless you figure out who I am and why I did this. So then he goes back to... So then Daesu goes back to the apartment that Midu's tied up in.
And then now there's a bunch of thugs. There's a bunch of cronies.
Thugs. Well, the guy whose teeth he knocked out, he's there. They're all...
Yeah. We're doing a horrible job.
I don't think we're doing that badly. Not any worse than we normally do.
Yeah, any worse than we usually do.
I think there's a little chunk there that you're probably.
I'm gonna.
Okay. So Miru's there. The guy who. The guy, her boobs are out.
You don't have to mention that. You didn't gotta mention that.
They're molesting her, basically.
But why'd you say that?
Because that's what the Wikipedia says.
You could have just.
Also, you don't actually see anything.
No, but you could have tastefully left that out.
Okay. Why? It's what happens in the movie, because then the whole reason Dae-soo's like, because they do this whole thing where like they get offered a bunch of money by Evergreen to just leave, and what's his face? Dae-soo's like, no, I'm gonna like fucking kill you because you touched my woman.
Because you disrespected and disgraced a woman. You can't do that.
Right, because he didn't try and do that.
Because he didn't do
like
anything
10 minutes
horrible
ago.
either. But he so they're about to do the teeth thing. I love this. So Mr. Park with like grills because all his teeth got popped out. He gets the hammer and he now has Dae-soo trapped.
Yes.
And he is about to do it, and then he's like, "Oop, made you flinch."
I was sitting like cringing because I really thought he was gonna knock his teeth out.
And then he was like, "All right, now I'm gonna do it for real." And basically then Evergreen calls and he's like, "It's all right.
Just take some cash."
Yeah, it's like it's all right. It's all right. We got it figured out.
Don't bother me. Just leave him alone.
we can't do an arrangement.
He tells Midu what's going on. He's like, I have to figure out who this guy is. Or he said he's gonna kill you. So then she's sad. So then they have sex.
Oh yeah, so they go to a sex hotel and they have sex.
Right.
And we watch it for like a little bit. It is very explicit.
They have there's like one angle that was like so straight. I feel like I should not describe it in detail.
No, don't.
It wasn't even like one angle I'm talking about wasn't even like super explicit. I was just like, that's an odd way to film that. All right. Anyway, it is important that they hook up to the plot. Just keep that in mind.
So, but
you know, there's still an ultimatum on the table. We still got to figure out what's going on.
So they go to sleep, and who sneaks into their apartment but Evergreen, and he leaves a box there, or the hotel they're in, and he leaves a box there, and it's Mr. Park's hand.
The guy with the grill whose teeth got knocked out.
Yeah.
It's his hand.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, I'm just emphasizing the point that it's his literal hand in a box. Like,
yeah,
it's
I
not...
know. What's in the box?
I was just gonna say.
Okay, all right. And so basically they realize, oh, Evergreen, that's our high school mascot. The Evergreen Oldboys.
Okay, you skipped a few steps
No,
there.
I didn't.
All right.
No, I didn't.
It was... Well, first of all, they're freaked out because they like didn't think that they knew where they were in the hotel.
Oh yeah, basically, and then they're like, "Oh, it's because I've been bugged," and so they go to a place and they get the bug
and
removed.
then is that what happened? Is that how he remembers that Evergreen is?
I mean, I'm sure there might have been a more visual representation of this in the movie.
I feel like there's something else there, but maybe not. I don't know.
I just we just keep it rolling.
But okay, sure. Okay, so it's his high school mascot, and
Evergreen.
he goes,
Okay, what is that, though? Evergreen Oldboys? What kind of mascot is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's not like... It says it's not like the mascot, it's like their motto. Like, Evergreen Oldboys.
Well, what is it? What is an old boy?
They're like...
You don't know. Because it's nothing.
I'm like trying to think... Well, like, evergreen means like, you know, like always young. But then it's like old boys...
Okay,
so
well that actually makes more sense than the way I was thinking about it. I was thinking about the tree.
Even when they're old.
Oh wait,
wow.
Evergreen isn't a tree. Is it a tree?
It is a tree.
Okay.
But like it is a tree, but it's also like if something like if you're describing something as evergreen.
All right.
Right?
Yep.
Did I just put some literary analysis on this? Let's go.
Maybe.
I've got a degree. Let's go. Anyway.
We have the same degree.
I know, and yet only one of us figured it out.
Okay.
I didn't even figure it out. I just said a bunch of words that sounded intelligent.
They realized Evergreen.
So what was I? Once they find, they realize the. What?
I was saying it.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say they realize that the high school thing, and then because he's seen him now, he finds him in a yearbook.
Yeah.
and figures out the dude's name. And so then he calls his buddy, the one who works at the internet cafe, and is like, hey, do you remember this guy?
Oh, yeah. So his name's Lee Woo-jin, and the guy is basically like, oh, that guy? Yeah, his sister was
like
a
huge slut.
And then
he's like, she slept with everyone.
And so Lee Woo-jin is in the internet cafe because he's like spying on them.
Yeah.
And so he just like grabs a CD out of the computer and just like uses it as a knife and just like kills him.
He kills, like the friend, like and then he picks up the phone, which, what's his name? Dae-soo's still on the other side of it. The whole time he's like, Juwon, are you there? What's going on? What's all the noise? What are you doing?
And he's like, my sister was not a slut.
Yeah, he picks the phone. He's like, my sister wasn't a slut. She was a beautiful, pure woman. Because also, okay, I guess what we need to mention is that Juwon says, yeah, no, this girl was a slut and she committed suicide.
Oh yeah,
we
that's
forgot.
also important.
That's kind of very important. Is that she committed suicide when they were in high school.
Yeah.
And so the Lee, what is it? Lee Woo-jin, he picks up the phone and he makes a point. He's like, no, she was pure. Like, you just need to know. He's like, he gets so passionate about it. He's like,
he does.
You need to know. Now, I don't want to say what one of the plot twists is yet, but let's just say right here, I got a little suspicious of something. Okay. He gets real defensive of his sister.
So he basically, I guess because he's like just trying to wrap his mind now. Because, okay, look, his friend is dead. The consequences are rising.
Yes.
The tension's
and so now
rising.
Dae-soo's just kind of like, okay, so I figured out who these people are, but like, I don't remember. Like, I guess I went to high school with them, but like, I don't remember these people. Like,
and it's like, why would what could I have possibly have done that would have trapped me for 15 years?
Right.
Like,
you would think you would remember doing something that bad that, like, warranted that, you know?
It's like, I barely even remember the sister, and the sister, like, am I related to the sister's death? And it's like...
So he decides to go to the school to see, like, maybe if he can find something or help him remember anything.
And it does.
It does. He starts walking around the school and, like, reliving
he gets flashes of his younger self. And we get little flashes.
Oh, wait, before he goes to the high school... He imprisons, like, he pays for Midu to go to the jail.
Just to be safe.
To keep her safe. Just to keep her safe. He puts her in, like, the hotel room that he was in for the prison. Because he
thinks Mr. Park and him have a truth now because he got his hand cut off.
Yes.
And so he's like, well, you know what, look.
He's my enemy is my friend.
He's like, yeah, maybe this guy was a dick.
Yeah.
And so... man, this guy really had it bad. Lost all his teeth and a hand within, like, the span of a couple days. A day.
It's rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Rough time for Mr. Park. He's also, like, on the black market imprisoning people, so I don't know.
Whatever.
Karma happens. But,
what building could you possibly do that in?
And, like, not get caught?
Yeah, and not be, like, aware of. It's, like, it's, like, between floors of a building.
Yeah, because it is just, like, on the floor of a building. That is a good point. I don't know. Maybe they pay off the cops. Anyway. I would guess it's really expensive to do a black market to imprison someone.
Right.
So they're probably making good money.
So,
I've been watching Breaking Bad lately, too. I know how much money's in these crime systems.
And so he goes around to the high school and he starts, like, reliving his past and he gets flashbacks.
So yeah.
And so young him also... is like a young stud. He's smoking cigarettes. He wears like a zebra outfit.
Guy, you guys, like, this guy was cool in high school.
He's wearing matching shorts and shirt.
He's like was he a skateboard or something?
No, but he's just like hanging around on the he's like
smoking
on like the jungle bars.
He's just a cool guy. He's like he's like sitting on the bench, like putting his arm back. And this whole time
he's flirting with the guy's
with the sister. And she just seems like a sweet, normal high school girl. She's, like, trying to read a book. And he's like, hey.
And then she's like, okay, I gotta go.
Kind of like, hi, like, whatever. They talk briefly, and then she, like, leaves.
And so
it's like, there's nothing of consequence in this interaction.
And you, dear viewer, might be wondering now, he must have been kept in prison for 15 years because he was flirting with the guy's sister. No.
I did not think that while watching it. I was like, there's more to the story.
And so we follow the sister, we follow the sister. She goes up to a classroom. Summer's out, by the way, or summer's about to be out. So, like, the school's empty.
So the school's pretty empty.
And so the sister goes up to a classroom with her brother, Lee Woo-jin.
And he's following her.
he's following her, and he starts spying on him through the window.
Uh-huh.
And Liu Woo-jin and his sister start hanging out, and then they start kind of just playing around, and then they start kissing, and then he starts fondling her, and then it starts kissing on her breasts, and then it's incest.
Brother and sister, mind you, it's incest.
It's incest. And then
nothing like an incest plot twist. Like I said, I was like, part of me, when he got real defensive of his sister's sex life, I was like, all right. I was like, something funky's going on there. I don't want to say I saw this coming because I was like not convinced it was going to happen, but the thought crossed my mind.
I show you too many fucked up movies. Climax has like an incest plot line in there.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
I don't even know if we talked about that on the podcast because there was just so much other shit going on.
No, I think we did.
We must have.
I think it was at least mentioned.
It was one of the more fucked up things that happened in that movie.
Oh my god.
And so,
yeah, so okay. So he sees this happening, right? He sees the brother and sister, going at it.
And he runs away, and I think he's caught.
Well, the thing is, he actually doesn't even know that they're brother and sister.
Does he not? I don't remember that.
No, he doesn't know. He just mentions to, like, literally, this is what happens. He goes to his friend. This is all, like, in the memories and, like, the young version. And he's like, hey, do you know that girl? Like, I think she's, like, in your class. I saw her, like, making out with a guy. And the dude's like, oh, I don't know. Like...
No, he would have had to have known that
he's like, oh yeah, no, I know that girl, but it was not, like, nothing major happened, but because he tells his friend, like, oh, I saw this girl, like, making out or having sex or whatever, rumors start to spread around, like, oh, this girl's very promiscuous, she's getting around, like, it spirals into, the rumor going around isn't, oh, they're having incest. Is that how you say that? They're having incest. I
don't know. I'm not an incest expert.
Me neither. But not that they're like incestual. The rumor going around is just that like basically like she sleeps around and whatever.
And basically that she's pregnant.
And that she's pregnant.
That's the rumor.
That's the other rumor going around. So then this is
okay. Here's the other thing.
I get thrown off.
So basically, is this revealed here or should we just say it now? It's basically
Well, okay, at this, actually, no. Okay, we'll see what happens at this point. There's rumors going around that she's pregnant and she kills herself because she, like, cannot handle, like...
Yeah, okay.
All the things people are saying about her that...
Because apparently...
supposedly aren't true.
Apparently, she starts believing into the rumors that she's pregnant.
Yes. And she has, like, a false pregnancy.
It's like her body starts... like portraying the symptoms of pregnancy without her actually. Or that's what Liu Woo-jin later says.
Yeah.
However, is it not possible that maybe you're just saying that and she actually was pregnant?
Right. Well, and I think that's part of it is that like we don't know because I think I think that the false pregnancy thing like there is a level of like that is a thing that can happen. There is a level of truth to it. Now, I think that I don't know enough about this to really know, but I think from what I know about it, I think it's more of a thing that happens when, like, women, like, really want a baby, not, like...
Look, man.
Not, like, everybody's saying, I'm pregnant, so that means I must be...
Yeah.
Having sex with your brother, you know?
Yeah, basically she's like, incest baby, might kill myself. And she does. And...
So, okay... Dae-soo, like, realizes, like...
He's like, I cracked it.
Somehow this gets back. Which also, okay, it is so crazy that he is blamed for this. Because, like we said, he didn't even know it was incest. He didn't even, like, really know anything about this girl. He just mentioned to his friend, he's like, oh, yeah, I saw this girl, like, making out with this guy.
He started a nasty rumor.
He started a rumor, basically.
You know, and he tells his friend, he's like, also, don't tell anyone else that I told you
He does tell
this.
his friend. He says, like, okay, well, like, maybe just, like, don't say anything then. So really, it should be his friend.
Well, his friend died. His friend got stabbed to death with a CD.
His friend was not imprisoned for 15 years, though. I don't think anyone in the situation deserves to be in prison for 15 years. Let me put that out there. Let alone what's yet to come.
And so, basically, he goes over to the guy's penthouse.
Oh, we gotta talk about this guy's penthouse.
for their final confrontation, he tracks him down.
This penthouse, though. This is, like, the most, like... Oh, wait,
yeah,
sorry.
we'll get into
something?
it. We've seen... No, I'm just going to say we'll get up to the penthouse and then we can describe it. He goes up the elevator and he gets into
I hate
penthouse.
this penthouse. This is, like, the most evil villain lair. It's ridiculous. Okay. You got... It's basically... First of all, the whole thing's basically built out of concrete, okay?
It's
it
one
looks
room.
ugly. It's gray. It's one, like... big room. Like, it's penthouse size. Like, it's a big apartment, but they just, like, hammered down all the walls, so it's just one big room.
Like, freestanding shower in the middle.
Yeah, there's, like, a glass box. That's the shower. That's also, like, I guess it's, like, opaque, kind of, but, like, you can see through it.
Freestanding closet.
What's going on?
In the
There's
middle.
a closet that, like, is, like, another box that, like, opens up and then closes again. There's, like little, like, rivers.
Yeah, like fish, like koi...
This is just a horribly...
fish rivers.
It's not even, like, a cool apartment because it's ugly, you know? It's like, listen, I could understand, like, being a bit impractical for, like, a cool look or vibe or whatever.
Yeah.
This just looks ugly. It's not good. I hate it. It's truly, I feel like it really matches how evil this man is, that, like, of course he has the worst...
Yeah, he lives in an insane apartment.
His insanity is very much matched in, like, if I were to walk in a place like that, I'd be like, oh, someone, like, evil owns this space. Like...
It's no good.
Someone who is just pure... Like, it would be, like, a rich billionaire who, like, just evil.
Yeah, just terrible.
I'm not gonna name names.
And so he's basically like, I figured it out. It's because you had incest. And he's like, no. Well, I mean, it is, yeah. I mean, he's like, yeah.
He's like, well...
And so he starts reciting his evil plan.
Yes.
And he basically says, here, let me tease this out. Let me tease this out. And so he's like, he's like, well, you want to know what I did? You probably want to wonder, well, if I'm mad at you because you gave away that I had incest and then my sister killed herself because of it, you might be wondering, why did I keep you in prison for 15 years? And why did I let you out now? And then he's like, look at this purple box.
You have to say, what's in the box?
Look at this purple box.
What's in the box?
And then apparently, he's like, oh, also, Mr. Park still works for me. So we've also presented the purple box to Midu.
She has the same purple box in front of her right now.
And so he goes over to the purple box and
he opens the box.
Odesu, and he opens it, and it's a family album. Mm-hmm. And he basically just flips through it, and it basically reveals that Midu is actually his daughter. And so he just didn't know it. Is his daughter, but older now.
Because 15 years have passed. She
was 4 before.
It starts off with, like, family photos of, like, back when,
a photo of her from every year of her life.
A baby, and then, like, him with her, and then it keeps going. This is when I started yelling. It slowly dawns on you what's going... I mean, the same way, I feel like it's really well done. Like, this reveal is fantastic, because it's dawning on you the same time that it's dawning on him, and it's like, wait, no. I started yelling no at the TV.
Yeah, I know, you start yelling no. He, like, pretty much realized it, I think, when he first opens it, because he's just like, you see him go, he's like, oh, God. So, yeah, basically...
Which I actually will say, very early on in that movie, the thought had crossed my mind, could that be his daughter? But then once they did the thing where, like, oh, she, like, went to Scandinavia or whatever, I was like, oh, okay. And, like, I didn't think that again.
They wrote it off.
Like, I wrote it off, too.
So, yeah, basically... You know that 3-minute long sex scene we watched of him? Yeah, that was him with his daughter.
With his daughter!
And he didn't know it. And,
not only one incest plot twist, but 2! Oh my God!
And he's basically like, ha ha ha, surprise. Because you got mad at me and you started a rumor because of my incest. Well, guess what? I made you do incest.
You have incest!
Oh my God.
It is just so evil. Oh my God. Like...
And so basically he gets called on the phone
So now I'm gonna say we have a bit of an Oedipus situation going on now.
High literary comparison, by the way, because this is really a modern Oedipus Rex story.
It kind of is, and we're gonna see the ending result when Oedipus stabs his eyes out. We don't get that, but we get kind of an equivalent. Anyway,
and he
So you were saying so
he gets a call from the phone, and it's Mr. Park with Midu on the phone, and he's like, there's a box here in front of me. I'm very scared. And he's like, no,
do not open the box. Don't open the box. Whatever you do, do not open the box.
Do not. Oh my God, do not open that.
Do not. He's like, don't open the box. Do not open it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And he basically starts begging for Lee Woo-jin. He gets
like, what do you want me to do? He's like, what do you want me to do? Like, don't, like, she cannot know. She cannot know this.
He's like, he starts licking his feet like a dog.
He does.
He starts woofing like a dog.
Yeah, I bet Tarantino loved that.
And then, like, I love this part of the movie because we just don't see Lee Woo-jin's reaction to any of this for like 5 minutes, and he's just like begging.
We're like, I mean, he's basically losing. Like, Dae-soo's like doing.
And we cut to him, and he's just trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Lee Woo-jin.
Yeah. Lee Woo-jin, he's like literally evil. Oh my God.
He's like the Joker.
He's like laughing at this man who is like dawned on the realization that he had sex with his daughter and is like losing his mind.
And so this is gonna be a great episode for
our parents to listen to.
Terrible. And so he basically he's like, okay, you know what I can do? I'll cut off my tongue. And he cuts off his tongue!
Well, and you know why? Because Lee Woo-jin made a whole point of like, my sister didn't kill herself, your tongue killed her.
That's not true. No, that's that's true. But
he says that,
obviously, that's not what happened.
Obviously, that's not what happened. But that's Lee Woo-jin's reasoning about it. He says it like a million times. He's like, your tongue is what killed my sister. So then, Dae-soo's response is like, fine, I'll cut off my tongue then. Which, like I said, very Oedipus complex.
But you know
Oedipus cuts his eyes out. Dae-soo cuts his tongue off. Because at first we were like, honestly, I think it was funny when it dawned on us at the same time. Because as it was happening, we were both like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that?
And I've seen this before, and I just didn't make that connection either.
Yeah, but it's like his tongue is what killed the sister, so he cuts off the tongue.
And so he
oh my God, it's not even over!
And so basically he's like, you know what? Okay, you cut your tongue off.
So Lee Woo-jin is like, I feel like I've finally gotten revenge. And then he tells Mr. Park, like, you can put the box away. Midu doesn't have to open the box.
And so he starts like, all right, I got my revenge. My life is over. And he starts walking to the elevator, and then he drops his heart
pacemaker
thing.
the
pacemaker stopper. And you know what? Dae-soo goes for it.
Because he said, like, I'll let you kill me if you can figure it out, right? So, of course, Dae-soo goes to get the pacemaker and turn his heart off.
And you think it's going to kill him, but no, that was a lie.
But no.
It's actually a remote control to a recording of him and his daughter having sex. Which I guess they bugged that.
Oh my God!
Troll move. What a troll.
Oh my God. And then, literally... Lee Woo-jin is like still just like he's like laughing in the elevator as like the doors close and Dae-soo is just forced to sit in this room with like the sounds of him having sex with his daughter. Oh my God! And then Woo-jin in the elevator, he actually does shoot himself because like he got his revenge. He has nothing else to live for at this point. Like that's all that matters.
And we flash to
that is so literally to say all that stuff about the pacemaker so early on, to like plant that seed of like, here, like this thing I have in my hand will be able to kill you, and then to give it to him only to find out
it's a recording. He had to have this like plan to the. I mean, I guess he had 15 years to plan it out.
I feel like there's no way I could have. No way anyone could have seen that coming. Like who?
He Oh
my God.
We flash to when she jumped off the bridge and killed herself, and you basically just see that he was there, Lee Woo-jin.
He tried to save her.
He tried to save her, and he couldn't do it.
I will say the pacemaker thing, I part of me was skeptical if they would kill him, but I didn't think it was going to do that.
No.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
What a baller. It's like a final stab. It's like, oh yeah, I know you're shocked by the fact that you had incest. Let me make you revisit your incest.
I feel like this is a movie that I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to watch it again. It's really well done. It's like a very great movie, but like, oh my God,
Gross.
it's like
it's very
insane.
gross.
like just reliving this, like freaking out.
So basically,
A lot of yelling at the TV.
We
hopefully at this point, if you're still listening, you've seen it and you know what we're talking about.
And we end. We basically jump sometime in the future.
Yes.
He's at like a hypnosis. Oh, I guess we didn't explain this.
This is kind of important actually. Because it's like how did things work out so perfectly that they fell in love?
He basically like was able to hypnotize both of them at some point.
Because genetically they have the same genetics. They're both susceptible to hypnotism apparently.
And he basically just like so the reason that they were going to be drawn like he basically hypnotized them to kind of follow like a certain
when he called
set of patterns
Dae-soo in the restaurant, like there was there was like hypnotizing something like to go into the restaurant, like it was like something about seeing the fish or something, so that he would go into that restaurant, and then when he answers the phone, he says a code word of like "Who are you?" or something, and that like clicked in her brain because she was hypnotized to touch his hand, I think.
Yeah, and
which then signaled him to like it was like a whole series of like oh, once this happens, like you're more susceptible to like this person or da-da-da. Like they basically were hypnotized to fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
They were doomed.
They were basically like forced to like enter each other's paths because of him, and then they were supposed to like that's why she took him home, and that's why they were drawn to each other in ways that didn't seem natural.
Yes.
Anyway.
So now at the end of the movie, his tongue's gone and
yeah, and
Lee Woo-jin's dead.
He's gone to like a hypnotist, and she's basically like, okay. I mean, I see why. So he basically gets the secret, the incest secret basically removed from his memory. Or maybe.
Well, okay.
It's ambiguous.
Well, okay. Yeah, hypothetically, the hypnotist erases it. Now, I thought, in my brain when I watched it, I was like, oh, well, okay, I didn't, sorry, I'm like stuttering so much. When I watched this, I assumed that the hypnotist removed that memory, and so then he goes back to be with Midu, and he doesn't, like, he truly doesn't even know that she's his daughter, right? That's the way that I interpreted it, and I thought that was sick, because I think that he should have just left her, and she would have like been like she would have met someone else. She's young. She's fine. Like don't. Yeah. I feel like the right thing to do in that situation is to just walk away. Personally, I didn't even realize it was like a debate of like what happens there until I was talking to our other roommate, and he was like, "Oh, like, well, what did you think of the end?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What did I think of the end?" Like, yeah, that's what happens. He's like, "Oh no, it's kind of a debate," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize."
Propose the debate to me. What's the debate?
Because so basically the way that they explain this hypnotism is that he's split into his two selves, one that knows the truth and one that doesn't. Yeah. And hypothetically, the one that knows the truth walks away and eventually, like, it ages faster and dies. Uh-huh. That's hypothetically what the hypnotism is supposed to be. And she says, she's like, it might not work, but, like, that's what's supposed to happen. So the debate is, yes, he truly doesn't know anymore and it worked, or he does know, or actually, no, the part of him that died is the part that didn't know the truth, and so now he's stuck with the truth forever. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So what do you think?
That's what I'm just saying. It's ambiguous whether or not the hypnosis worked or not.
It's
or
ambiguous.
Like it worked in that way.
I thought it did, but I also don't think that makes it any better. I feel like
it's bad either way.
Because then he still ends up with her. Yeah. That's part of the problem is that the movie made whatever happened, whether the hypnosis worked or not, it appears that he's still with her.
Yeah, the whole situation's bad. Anyway, that was Oldboy. Great movie.
I will say, I mentioned this to you as we were like toward the end of the movie. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but I feel like there are every like incest thing I've seen. Yeah? Like, wait, I'm like losing my thought with this. I don't know what I was gonna say. Never mind. I will say, one of my favorite books ever also has a crazy incest plot twist. So it's not just you.
Not just me. I just think that's crazy because it's like, what the fuck?
You never see it coming. Mm-hmm. No one's ever sitting there being like, I bet this is a classic case of incest. That's what's going on here. No one wants it to be that.
No one wants it to be that. And then... Spike Lee did an adaptation of this movie starring Josh Brolin.
This is not a movie that needs to be remade.
It was not
For a lot
well-received.
of reasons. It's very well done.
It was
and
not.
why we don't need more incest movies in the world. I say this, it was a great movie. We don't need more of this.
Why Spike Lee? Spike Lee doesn't even.
I don't know.
Spike Lee doesn't really do action movies. I don't see why he would do this. It was released in 2013, so it's not even that long ago.
Is
I
it?
mean, yeah, it is. It's 11 years ago, but like,
Does it have like good reviews?
no, people didn't like it.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know. I like Spike Lee. Do the Right Thing's one of my favorite movies.
Elizabeth Olsen plays,
Oh no.
I think, plays the girl.
I just feel like I don't want to see another iteration of this story. Like,
You don't want to see any more?
why?
Yeah.
Because it was very well done, and
Samuel L. Jackson's in
I
this.
don't need to know. I don't need to relive this, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
What do we end this on? Oh my god. A lot of me screaming for, not because I was scared. Well, yeah, no, actually I am scared.
Okay, so Kristina,
Tyson,
I already know, but what are you gonna make me watch next week?
we're gonna wrap up our High School Musical journey with
Amazing.
High School Musical 3 senior year.
Wow.
Woo!
The only theatrically released one.
What?
The only theatrically released
Oh,
one.
yes. Very true. It's gonna be
True.
great. There's gonna be no incest.
No incest. Great. A nice change of pace from this. All right.
Gonna sing some songs. It's gonna be a great time.
I think I've seen
the
that one
best
before.
High School Musical in my personal opinion.
I think I've seen it, but I don't really remember, so it'll
I
be
think you're gonna like it.
I'm
think
sure I
a lot
will.
of the problems that you had with the second movie are not there in the third movie.
I've gotten other people telling me they were like, your takes on the second one are wrong, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, I agree.
I
You had
figured.
bad takes.
I think I had bad takes. I must have. All right, so Kristina, take us out of here.
All right, thank you guys for listening. If you want to follow us on social media, we are at shutupandwatchpod on Instagram and TikTok, and we have a YouTube.
Yep.
We also have a letterbox, but that one's just Shut Up and Watch. No pod on the end of that one.
We should really get it all to be Shut Up and Watch Pod, and then we can make
I
that
tried
easier.
to change letterbox, and I
can't?
don't think you can.
Damn.
I can attempt to again, but I think that one might be stuck.
Oh,
Sorry.
well. Oh, well.
Sorry. What else?
We say goodbye to our editor, Ronan Lilly.
Yes. Oh,
Served
thank
us-
you.
served
Thank
us
you,
very
Ronan.
Thank you for
Ronan's
all the
no
hard
longer
work you've
gonna
ever
be
done.
editing our podcast, but we are very appreciative of all their work.
And so now
But
we are in the midst of finding a new editor. It'll be me for the interim.
for the time being.
For the interim.
So if it sounds like it's terribly edited, everybody hate on
Whatever.
Tyson.
I'm gonna get rid of
Whatever.
all our
You said
stutters.
whatever like 20 million times. It just made me think of what is it? Is it Eric Cartman? Whatever.
Yeah. So thank you to myself for editing the podcast.
We are not going to say that.
Well, I'm not. Well, guess what? I'm editing it, so I'm gonna leave that in.
I guess you're right. Well, thanks to Bailey Johnson for making our logo and Justin Hickland for our theme song. And am I missing anything?
Yeah.
The end.
Oh, the review. If you leave a review on the podcast, I
want to stop doing this and just look before.
No, why? I don't even know where my phone is. What? Why does it matter? What?
Because then we just sit here for a minute for you to pull up your phone and then go, we don't have any more reviews.
Yeah. Guess what? It's a fun little habit we do. All right, let's look. Drum roll, please, if we have any reviews.
We're not going to have any reviews.
We don't have any reviews.
Oh, what? What a shocker. What a crazy plot twist. Who would have thought?
Why does
Never
it make
could've
you
seen it
mad?
coming.
Why does it make you mad?
Because it's a waste of time. This is already.
This whole podcast is a waste of time. What are you talking about?
This is a fun use of time.
And
what are you
so
talking about?
the 2 seconds it takes me to grab
Yeah. Nobody's listening anymore. But if you
hate the facts and figures. You hate my little review segment.
Sorry, your little review Oh, well, yeah. No, I just think, look it up before we record, and then if we have something, you'll have it ready to say instead of having to just sit in silence while you pull it up. But you know what? If you're listening and you don't share this podcast with your friends and family.
Oh no!
You'll be in prison for 15 years just to fall in love with a family member, and then you'll cut your tongue off.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. None of that's true, but we would appreciate if you share with your friends and family. I hate that I even joked about that. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm really sorry.
All right, let's end this. I feel like I'm going insane.
Yeah. Let's get out of the closet. Let's not get me sick, and let's get Tyson. Everybody hope Tyson doesn't get sick anymore.
All right. Yay. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.